Hello to all my dear followers. Today I want to talk about a topic that you've probably seen a lot of similar headlines about. A guaranteed cure for just $2, or secrets that doctors won't tell you. Recently, a claim has gone viral saying that a cheap ingredient in your kitchen cabinet, baking soda, is the key to regaining youthful vitality and even changing the physical size of your lower body parts. But let's hit the brakes for a moment. Why is this claim so appealing? Because it targets two fundamental weaknesses: being cheap and accessible. When someone tells you that the solution to a problem you've struggled with for years is just a teaspoon of white powder in water, our brains unconsciously want to believe it. This phenomenon is called the tendency to seek simple answers for complex problems. In this video, I'm not just going to repeat what everyone else says. I want to ask, can the science of chemistry and human physiology really be turned upside down so easily with just a glass of water and baking soda? Are terms like fibrosis or blood acidity, which are used in these claims, accurate? Or are they just a facade to make these ideas seem scientific? So my promise to you at the end of this video is that we will neither completely reject these claims nor accept them blindly. We will analyze them layer by layer. We will extract the parts where there is scientific truth, and we will challenge the areas where there are dangerous exaggerations or marketing simplifications with medical evidence. If you want to know what's really going on behind the scenes of these so-called magical protocols, this thorough and detailed analysis is exactly for you. Let's be honest with each other. Today's world is a stressful place for men, especially after the age of 50 or 60. On one hand, there are economic and social pressures, and on the other, there's the constant bombardment of images and standards we see on social media. Men are constantly confronted with the message that they always have to be at their peak, and if they're not, it means everything is over. When a man faces the natural changes in his body, like decreased energy, changes in physical performance, or even changes in appearance, the first feeling that comes to him is a sense of loss. He feels like he's lost something. In this gray and anxiety-filled space, content that promises a return to the peak or reversing aging feels like oxygen. And YouTube and Instagram algorithms know exactly how to keep us trapped in this cycle. You search about health once and suddenly you're faced with hundreds of videos, each claiming to have discovered a new secret. The problem is that in all this noise, the line between biological truth and emotional narratives gets lost. So in this video, instead of taking an emotional approach, I want to turn to logic. We want to understand why men all over the world are spending huge amounts of money on supplements that are often useless, and why they're now turning to home remedies like baking soda. Is this a revolution in home health or just a new wave of pseudoscience? Let's break it down together. But before we get into the technical critique, I want to ask you a question, and I'd really like you to share your thoughts in the comments section. Do you think it's acceptable for a doctor or a specialist to present a simple home remedy as a miracle cure? Or do you think science should always speak strictly and cautiously? Many of you might have had experiences, like maybe you've tried baking soda, apple cider vinegar, or certain supplements before. Were the results you got lasting, or did they only have a temporary effect? This video wasn't made to get likes, but rather to encourage critical thinking. But if you're one of those people who prefer to hear the gray scientific truth instead of empty promises, go ahead and like the video right now. Because your like actually sends a message to the YouTube algorithm that you prefer analytical and in-depth content, not just clickbait headlines. Alright, in this section, I'll break down the 5 key claims from the text for you and critically examine each one. The first claim, the concept of fibrosis and cellular shrinkage. It's claimed that with aging, the tissues responsible for vascular expansion undergo a phenomenon called corporofibrosis. That is, the soft tissue is replaced by scar tissue, which leads to the permanent shrinkage of the organ. Why is this convincing? Fibrosis in real medicine, like pulmonary fibrosis. The listener thinks to themselves, aha, so that's why my body's flexibility has decreased. It provides a tangible physical explanation for a concerning problem. The truth is that tissue changes do occur with aging, but the term cellular shrinkage as presented in the videos is somewhat exaggerated. Fibrosis is usually the result of chronic inflammation or physical injuries. It's not necessarily an automatic process that happens to everyone at the speed of light after the age of 60. Also, the human body is not as hydraulically simple as it's claimed to be. The parasympathetic nervous system plays a much more important role in vasodilation than just the absence of scar tissue. Second claim, the morning urine test and the strength of the stream. It's said that if you take baking soda the night before and have a stronger urine stream in the morning, that's evidence that your blood vessels have responded to the alkaline environment and have the potential to regain function. But this is a clever persuasion tactic, presenting a home test where you can see the results quickly. When someone feels that their urine stream has improved even a little, they immediately conclude that all the other claims must also be true. The strength of the urine stream is heavily influenced by bladder muscle function and the condition of the prostate, not necessarily the diameter of blood vessels. Baking soda can act as a mild diuretic or change the pH of urine, which might create a different sensation, but directly linking it to the dilation of blood vessels in deep tissues is a logical leap without any backing. But the third claim, blood acidity and a pH difference of 0.2. This claim says that the blood of people over 60 is about 0.2 of a unit more acidic than that of young people, and that this causes the destruction of nitric oxide, which is responsible for vasodilation. This is where oversimplification becomes dangerous. Human blood pH is tightly regulated by the lungs and kidneys and is usually between 7.35 and 7.45. A change of 0.2 of a unit in blood pH is a medical emergency called acidosis, which can lead to coma or death, not just a slight decline in your physical performance. The claim that baking soda can stably change blood pH so that more nitric oxide remains has many physiological flaws. As soon as an alkaline substance enters the body, it neutralizes or eliminates it to prevent disrupting the vital balance of the blood. But the fourth claim is about the four-step protocol and the half-life of nitric oxide. It is said that in an acidic environment, nitric oxide lasts 5 seconds and in an alkaline environment 3 minutes. Therefore, we should take baking soda before supplements. The half-life of nitric oxide in the body is indeed very short, but this is more related to the presence of free radicals and the body's antioxidant status than to the overall blood pH. The recommendation to take baking soda regularly, that is 5 days a week, can be disastrous for people with high blood pressure or hidden kidney problems. The amount of sodium in baking soda can raise blood pressure and have exactly the opposite effect on vascular health. But the fifth claim is about regaining size and removing limitations. These texts claim that the lost size is not permanent, but rather a vascular restriction that can be reversed by alkalizing the body. This claim is half truth and half wishful thinking. Improving blood flow can make the organ appear fuller at rest or during activity. It's the same phenomenon athletes feel after a muscle pump. But this does not mean a structural change or reversing tissue aging. This is mostly a temporary effect caused by the dilation of blood vessels. So after all this discussion, what conclusion do we reach? Should we throw away baking soda or start consuming it from tomorrow? The answer lies in balance. What we learned today is how to critically analyze an engaging YouTube video. The pattern of this video is always the same. Identifying a fear, aging and declining performance, introducing an enemy, namely acidity and fibrosis, and presenting a cheap hero, which is baking soda, followed by offering a complicated protocol that feels like a medical regimen. The scientific truth is that a healthy lifestyle, aerobic exercise to improve the endothelial layer of blood vessels, stress management, and healthy nutrition, which yes, can include alkaline foods like vegetables, are far more effective than any $2 shortcut. If you feel a change in your urine flow or bodily functions, it's probably due to paying more attention to your body and the positive psychological effects, not necessarily a change in the cellular structure of your tissues. Thank you for staying with me up to this point. My goal was to teach you how to fish in the sea of information, rather than handing you a half-rotten fish. I hope this video has been useful for you. Don't miss the upcoming videos.